plants combined will produce 86 gigawatt hours, making them what I believe will be the largest battery plants in the country.
We begin this morning with reaction from Ford executives and Governor Andy Beshear, who you heard from there, on that blockbuster $5.8 billion investment here in the Commonwealth.
The auto giant's plan to build twin battery manufacturing plants in Hardin County is the single largest economic investment in the state's history. Ford, in partnership with South Korean company SK Innovation, announced it will build those plants on a more than 1,500-acre campus in Glendale to manufacture batteries for electric F-Series pickups. The move promises to bring 5,000 full-time jobs to the Commonwealth. It's part of Ford's plan to transition to electric vehicles.
We're going to jumpstart a whole new industry in America, high-tech battery production. Together, these facilities will have the capacity to build nearly twice as many batteries as are built in all of America today.
The investment will bring an influx of new people to the close-knit community of Glendale, which currently has a population of roughly 1,700 people. One small business owner tells us she's already making plans to expand her restaurant.
I think it'll be wonderful for all the small businesses. This business in particular, we may have to do an extension on because I feel like we are going to be so busy.
The economy, they need it out here, and this is an awesome little town.
According to Ford's North American Chief Operating Officer, the first of the two battery plants that will be built there is set to begin production in 2025, with the second going online in 2026.
A grand jury dismissed burglary charges against 6 University of Kentucky football players, and that's according to a report from our digital partners with the Lexington Herald-Leader. Back in March, the 6 Wildcats were accused of taking part in a brawl at a fraternity party after 3 of them were asked to leave. One player, DeVito Tisdale, faced an additional charge of wanton endangerment. With the charges dropped, all 6 players have been cleared to return to team activities. And Kentucky's next football game is this Saturday at home in Lexington against the 10th-ranked Florida Gators, and that game is sold out. Now, in an overwhelming decision, Louisville's corrections officers voted no confidence in the city's jail director. 97% of the union members representing the city's corrections officers voted no confidence in LMDC Director Dwayne Clark last night. The news comes after we learned earlier this month that Louisville council members say low staffing levels at the city's jail are putting officers and inmates in danger. Jail leaders are citing a nationwide job shortage, and the Louisville mayor's office released a statement calling the vote, quote, insulting, saying in part, this vote is disappointing, short-sighted, and insulting to a dedicated and celebrated veteran of the corrections field. The statement goes on to discuss the nationwide shortage of corrections officers and says that despite this vote, the mayor has confidence that Director Clark will continue working toward creative solutions to a national challenge and encourages the FOP to drop the war of words and work as a team with management to solve challenges far bigger than any one person. Now, the FOP Lodge that represents corrections employees called the mayor's statement a slap in the face. In a Facebook post, Lodge 77 reports 2 corrections officers submitted resignations Tuesday and anticipates more could follow.
Following the death of a high school student who was shot while waiting for a bus last week in Louisville, LMPD Chief Erica Shields says she wants officers back in schools. JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio says an increased police presence would not have stopped the violence. He also says he's disappointed in the conversation being had following the death of 16-year-old Tyree Smith.
We have no idea whether that would have had impact on this specific scenario or not.
And the problem is, by not having trained law enforcement there, we are not getting any of the information that we need to know what's going to come back into our communities.
Polio says it would be difficult to hire a school resource officer for each school, and it's a conversation that should be had with the JCPS Board of Education.